There are people in the world who can buy almost anything. Private islands, rare paintings, entire companies. So imagine telling one of those people no. Not because they can't afford it, but because someone else already owns it. Not the car, a color. Somewhere inside the Rolls-Royce archives is a paint formula reserved for a single owner. If another billionaire wants that exact shade, money alone may not be enough. The color isn't rare because it's difficult to mix. It's rare because it already belongs to someone else. That tells you something important. Rolls-Royce isn't in the business of making expensive cars. It's in the business of making sure your car never feels like anyone else's. And once you understand that, when it happened, a 500,000 Rolls-Royce style Rolls-Royce starts to make sense. A 5 million one becomes easier to explain. Even a 30 million commission no longer sounds completely irrational because what you're paying for was never just leather or wood or horsepower. You're paying for something much harder to manufacture. The feeling that what you own could never have existed for anyone else.
It'll be registered as your color and you can give it a name and it's yours. And if someone else has seen it and wants to use that exact finish, we have to go to that person and ask their permission.
For more than a century, Rolls-Royce has occupied a place few companies ever reach. Its cars have carried royalty, heads of state, and some of the wealthiest people on Earth. Yet even in a world filled with Ferraris, Bentleys, Bugattis, and Maybachs, Rolls-Royce stands apart. At first, the explanation seems obvious. The craftsmanship, the materials, the hundreds of hours of hand assembly. But look closer, and that answer begins to fall apart. Other luxury manufacturers use master craftsmen. Other brands build cars by hand. Other companies offer customization. So why does one name continue to sit at the very top? The answer isn't hidden inside the engine, or the leather, or even the factory itself. To understand why a Rolls-Royce costs what it does, we first have to understand what Rolls-Royce is actually selling. And the answer is far more surprising than a luxury car. If you ask someone why a Rolls-Royce costs so much, the answer usually comes without hesitation, because it's handmade. And at first glance, that sounds completely reasonable. Walk through the doors of the Goodwood factory in southern England, and it doesn't feel like a modern car plant. It feels like a workshop. The pace is slower, the noise is quieter. Instead of endless rows of robots racing against the clock, you find artisans focused on a single task. But craftsmanship at Rolls-Royce doesn't end with the assembly line. In many ways, that's where it begins. The paint shop alone tells an unusual story. Rolls-Royce offers more than 44,000 factory colors. For most manufacturers, that would be more than enough. For Rolls-Royce, it's only the starting point. Clients regularly ask for colors inspired by a favorite flower, a treasured watch, a yacht, or even a beloved pet. If the shade doesn't already exist, Rolls-Royce creates it from scratch. The formula is then archived under the owner's name, not because no one else could recreate it, but because some things are meant to belong to just one person. The same philosophy continues throughout the car. A single coach line, the elegant stripe running along the body, is painted entirely by hand by a master craftsperson. One steady movement. No tape, no machine, no second attempt. Inside, the famous Starlight headliner transforms the ceiling into a night sky.
Up to 16 hours to build the Starlight headliners. We're starting by drilling it, and we perforate every single hole to thread fiber optic through every single hole. We've got up to 1,340 holes. We're doing this to achieve the stars, that are on the sky. So we're going to have the sky in the night covered with stars.
One customer even asked Rolls-Royce to crush real diamonds into the paint, simply to give the finish a unique sparkle. None improve fuel economy. None add horsepower, yet they're often the features owners value the most because every detail carries a story, and every story belongs to just one person. It's extraordinary craftsmanship, the kind that very few companies in the world are still capable of delivering.